It's another lovely Tuesday evening right here on Invicta 98.9 FM. It's time for the Never Dull Moment on program Ground Zero. Yes, it's time for the Never Dull Moment program on Radio Ground Zero, and it's coming to you on Invicta 98.9 FM. Today is Tuesday, 26th of January, 2021. And on the program today, we shall be looking at the new point and new position that the Kaduna State government has called as Kaduna State goes live, launches e-procurement portal. What are the merits and demerits of the portal vis-a-vis delivering good governance to the citizens? That's the first item we'll be looking at on the program. And the second one, what many people would say it's been a long time coming, is President Buhari appoints new service chiefs. These are the two items that we'll be looking at on the program today. But meanwhile, you can be a part of today's program by going to our various social media platforms where you can add your voice to the conversation, starting from the Invicta FM Facebook page. That's at Invicta FM Kaduna. Invicta FM Kaduna, you'll see the post. Like the comment, like the post and add your voice so that we can know what you feel or think about what we are discussing on the program today. You can also go to the Invicta FM Twitter handle at Invicta FM 989 at Invicta FM 989 and the program specific Twitter handle Ground 0247 Ground 0247. You will see the post in respect of the program. Also go there and add your voice to the conversation. Remember to always use the hashtag Ground Zero when commenting on the Invicta FM portal so that we would know that your comment is meant for this program. On the Instagram is also at Invicta FM 989. And today on the program, I have my guest already seated. I have two gentlemen coming from the Coalition of Association and Leadership, Peace, Empowerment and Development, CARPED. They are with me on the program today. First, I have Yusuf Goje. Yusuf Goje, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Mr. Hayes. Good evening to our listeners.
I also have with me on the program Danjuma Abbas Dangwa. Danjuma, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Ace, for having me, and good evening to the listeners out there.
All right. So let's look at a little bit of the details of what we want to talk about so that everybody can be on the same page with me as we look at these items, starting from the first one. Yesterday afternoon, the Kaduna State, the governor of Kaduna State made history by being the first to launch the subnational e-procurement portal designed to improve transparency in public procurement of the state. Governor Nasir El-Rufai thanked partners and all those who have worked tirelessly to see that the portal goes live. The government has been applauded for making true his commitments to fiscal transparency and open government. The portal, according to experts, which is linked directly to the open contracting portal, will improve the space for access to information on all public procurement in the state. The Nigerian Governors Forum, World Bank, and the state governors are in an ongoing meeting driven by the State Fiscal Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability. And today on Ground Zero, we shall be looking at the merits and demerits of the portal vis-a-vis delivering good governance to the citizen. That's the first item. And the second one is President Muhammadu Buhari has accepted the immediate resignation of the service chiefs and their retirement from service. Those involved are the Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Olanisakin, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai, Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Ekwe Ibas, and Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. President Buhari thanked the outgoing service chiefs for what he calls their overwhelming achievement in our effort at bringing enduring peace to our dear country, wishing them well in their future endeavors. Okay, the new service chiefs are Major General Leo Irabo, he is the Chief of Defense Staff. Major General I. Atahiru is the Chief of Army Staff. Rear Admiral A.Z. Gambo, Chief of Naval Staff, and Air Marshal I.O. Amao, Chief of Air Staff. The President congratulates the new service chiefs and urged them to be loyal and dedicated in the discharge of their responsibility. This is part of the content of the press release coming from the special advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina. You've heard it, and let's go straight into talking about the content, starting from the e-procurement platform that the Kaduna State government has just launched, and we'll be looking at the merits and how, of course, it's going to impact on governance. So we'll go straight, starting from Danjuma Abbas Dagwa. He was right there from the beginning to the end. Let's talk about this e-procurement. What is it all about, first of all, before we look at the merits and the merits?
Well, thank you very much. Well, first and foremost, the procurement, as we say, is basically the process that our government does handle the issue of service delivery, especially when it entails providing goods or services that government as an institution is not having the wherewithal to really do it, by having the workforce, manpower, and everything to deliver on it. Some of the procurements, as we know it in popular parlance, is Kwengila. Contracts, anyway, contract is a stage around the procurement process. But in the point where citizens are able to, identify what government is doing for them, when they make those demands about roads, about new classrooms, about primary healthcare facilities, and even potable water supply, the transmissions and what have you are done through procurement. So basically, this procurement in time past was something that is believed to be transparent, but no matter how well and transparent it is, in terms of processes, people will usually be submitting envelopes to say, we think we are competent enough to vie for this. But in the process, where you don't get to hear the feedback about why you do not qualify, and where the envelopes get missing in the process, or in the event where some people tend to enjoy undue advantage and there is no fair play and competition, you will say that the process is not transparent. Now, I can recall even during his acceptance speech in 2015, the governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir Rufai, had promised about bringing these reforms that will improve the service culture in Kaduna State, improve public procurement in Kaduna State, and key amongst which for him was the issue of ensuring that there is transparency, there is accountability, and there is competitiveness, that is by way of fair play, and there is also going to be good value for money for the citizens of Kaduna. And that is actually what we have seen around the public procurement reforms that started with the 2016 reforms around the law that established what we used to call the due process, became the Kaduna State Public Procurement Authority. And even though the previous public procurement guidelines was part of what was reviewed and adopted again to become part of the guidelines as we have it today, the government of Kaduna State have been working around putting together an e-procurement portal. What this portal essentially entails is that contractors no more have to go through the rudiments of going to MDAs, putting those paperworks, photocopying and attaching and putting an envelope, putting into a bidding box, and probably after a long period of time, they get a call or within a short period of time they get the call and they come back and they hear we are now opening the bid. This is what everybody has bidded, and everybody goes back home, and then eventually one day you just hear that the projects have been awarded. Probably your company didn't make it, and in most cases you don't really get to have the entire details because there are a lot of things that will have happened behind the scene. But what the e-procurement has for all of us now is that when the bidding begins, when the bidding process begins, everybody is working on a time frame to submit that bid. And in the event that you are unable to submit as at the time of closure, it is actually meant to be a transparent process where everything goes in and everybody just knows who bid for this project and what is at the end of the day, the entire process is actually handled electronically, and with the semblance of everything around, even a redress mechanism, because every now and then contractors who are having misgivings concerning how the process went down will still have to seek redress. But in this case, everything is now going to be handled electronically. So that is actually the novel thing that Kaduna State has actually introduced. You see, in that case now, even with the new normal that we have now, talking about COVID-19 and what have you, you will find that contractors can actually submit these bids from wherever they are in the world or in any part of the world that they are. You just need to go online and make all of the submissions there. So all of the requirements for them to qualify for bidding and all of that is going to happen there. And then one of the key things for us is that the Kaduna State government has also committed to ensuring that there is the openness even for citizens to access information and hold government accountable. The government has assured that this new e-procurement portal is directly linked to the open contracting portal that government has put together. That what it means is that as the bidding process begins out there, what is required for in terms of information on the open contracting portal is directly fed into it from the e-procurement portal. Okay. So what this means is that the mystery, the shrouded mystery, procurement is known with over the years in Kaduna State might actually be a thing of the past as government commences this. I believe even last year already government had commenced enrolling contractors on the portal, but it was not live. Operational yet that people could actually begin to do those bid processes like we are going to start having now. So if what we heard yesterday is everything there is to it, it is quite clear. It is quite clear that what we are going to get is every contractor will know why he is losing a bid. Every contractor will know when things go wrong around the bidding process. Okay. And the procurement process in the state is going to be more transparent than it has ever been in time past. And that means that some way, somehow, we may have a chance of reducing corruption in Kaduna State's public sector.
All right. You have heard what the e-portal is all about and how it will be run and all of that. That is what was launched yesterday by the Kaduna State government. And like I said earlier, it is the first subnational that is launching a portal like this. Yeah. It's other nations that do it, not states in nations. That's what subnational is all about. Okay, now, I'll come to Yusuf Koje now. With the launch of this e-portal, and we've had all that Martin said about the e-portal and all of that. I want to believe that it's because we have the capacity to run electronic government or e-governance that we are doing this. Now, how do you think that the people will key into this? Starting first, primarily with those that are going to be part of the procurement process. I'm talking of contractors and service providers now. How easy is it going to be for them? One, and you'd also give us your thoughts whether it's something in the right or wrong direction.
All right. Just to add to what Martins has just talked about, leading to giving my answer, it's actually also part of a reform project under the World Bank, because the World Bank is funding the platform under the State Fiscal Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability Program, that is geared towards transparency and accountability in a lot of governance areas in Nigeria. And it is a program that is focused on states, even though the funds is domiciled with the federal government. If you recall, sometime last year or so, Kaduna State actually came first out of about 24 states. The latest one, I don't know Kaduna's position, but as it is, Kaduna has launched this platform, and it is all geared towards strengthening transparency and accountability in the procurement process. And what it has also helped to do is that with all contracting activities now being published online, it means that as Martins also have highlighted, all secrecy around contracts will no longer be there. That is, if it is fully utilized. Then it means that corruption will also reduce, because all information around the pre-bid stage, the bid stage and the post-bid stage would all be made public. And whenever the contractors bid, whoever wins, he will be published online, and those that did not win will also be published, and which means that, and also the justification why they were not selected will be put out there. So it's really the right step in the right direction. It is also very commendable, because I read in one magazine that about 70% of corruption happens through contracting. So now, and it is largely because contracts are done in secrecy. So with this e-platform, it means all information, all activities around these contracts will be made public, because it is also housing the OCDS, which is the Open Contracting Data Standards. So it means that contractors that are usually skewed out previously we will now have a platform where there will be fair play, where it will be easier for them to notice where there are any foul plays. And because this reduces that interface between the contractor and government officials, because it is that physical interface that provides the opportunity for certain kinds of negotiations that usually happen around contracts, where government officials and the contractors connive to actually do corrupt activities around contracts. So I think it is really a welcome development. The contractors, I know, will embrace it more. The only gap is we don't know whether they are ICT savvy, a lot of them. But also, if you mean business as a contractor, you would have to go and learn on how to use those platforms. And for us citizens, it is an added advantage, because you can't just use observation to track corruption. You need information. So it means that by the time a contractor comes to your community, you should be able to go to that platform and already see a lot of the information that you need around that contract in your community. So it means that when the contractor is deviating from what has been contracted to him, you have the needed information to blow the whistle. So I think it is really a welcome development, but it is not just enough to launch an e-platform, because we have seen a lot of e-platforms that people don't use. And I'll give an instance. If you go, for example, to the official government website, for example, or that of Planning and Budget Commission that has been there for almost over 4 years, and you see the number of downloads of critical documents, for example, like the budget, it gives you worry, because it also shows that citizens are not using these portals. So how government can also encourage people to really use it, because the contractors don't have choice now. Yeah, they have to do it because they are the ones that would have to go for the bidding, and they want the money. So they would have to use it. But it is now how citizens that these projects will be cited in their communities will pick interest, because where we usually get it wrong is that even from the bidding stage down to pre-bidding stage, down to the bidding stage, and post-bidding stage, there's no way for communities to know whether it is the right contractor that has been given that project to deliver. Because number one, if the contractor is not qualified, probably he's just a politician, then it means that at the end of the day, it will reflect in the quality of job work that will be done. But now, even from the level of selecting who will do that particular contract, communities can begin to ask questions, can begin to raise the red flag, because it's a platform that is supposed to be provide a platform for interface. So it means people can raise concerns, and those concerns can be addressed using that particular platform. So I think it is for us, particularly against civil society, we really need not say it is only government. We also have a role to sensitize people around this e-platform. Government has done it, World Bank has supported it, but it is for us to ensure that this thing actually works, that people can actually go there, get the kind of information, meaningful information that they can use in ensuring that they hold the government accountable, particularly by focusing their attention on the kind of quality of work that contractors are delivering in Kaduna, value for money. For example, the urban renewal project is happening all over Kaduna, but most people don't have information about what it is. People are just seeing this project. So we hope to see those kind of project details, information around it, so that we know that is it the right quality that is being delivered, because it's not just about building roads, but are these roads being done in the right quality, and is there value for money? Because if, for example, a lot of these monies will be paid through loan, the contract is being carried out through loan, then it means that we would have to come back and pay that loan. And it is each and every one of us and our children that will pay for that loan. So it means that we need this kind of information to be put on this portal, where citizens can actually say, this Banawa Road, for example, Invicta can say corporate social responsibility, we want to track and see what is happening in this road, and they can just go to this e-portal and they see all the details, all the information that they need to track. So I think it's a welcome one, but again, the question is, are the residents ready to use? Because, you know, our attitude towards the internet, if it's not WhatsApp and Facebook, most people hardly Google anything about development in their state or visit any portal or website that has to do with development. So we need to do a lot around sensitizing people. If not, the portal will just be there. It will just be the contractors and the government. And at the end of the day, it might just end up being business as usual. So the role of the citizens is critical in taking this advantage to engage the portal, since it provides that platform for interface.
All right, you're still listening to Ground Zero right here on Invicta 98.9 FM. We've looked at the new e-procurement portal that the Kaduna State government launched yesterday. And next, we'll be looking at the appointment of service chiefs. But that would be after we take these messages right here on Ground Zero 98.9. right here on Ground Zero 98.9 on Invicta 98.9 FM. It's funny. All right, let's take these messages. Welcome back from that commercial timeout, and you're still listening to the program Ground Zero right here on Invicta 98.9. I can see so many people trying to reach us, but I tell you, you just have to wait for some minutes before we would open up the phone lines, as we'll be going to the next item we have today, the appointment of new service chiefs after the former ones resigned and then retired. And looking at the statement from Femi Adesina, the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, you see the names of the new service chiefs. And let's look at this new appointment. Like I said, it's been a long time coming, and eventually we are here. I'll start with Yusuf Goje. Now that we have the new service chiefs that people have been clamoring for so long, shouting for, what do you think, or how do you think is going to impact on the fight against insecurity in Nigeria?
Well, thank you very much. The major thing that would lead to any major impact is also the individual of the army chiefs that have been appointed. Because the kind of reverence and respect they have within the rank and file will determine whether the morale will go high or not. So probably we need to also wait and see the profile of some of these new appointees. It is a decision that has been long overdue. I know the number of times the National Assembly have to put up resolutions calling for the sack. And even governors have come out to call for the sack of this set of army chiefs that have been there since 2015. Being there since 2015 also means that the morale of a lot of the officers would have gone down, because a lot of them had retired without even reaching the peak of their career, because a few of them had actually become a ceiling, or should I say a blockage in their way to become, and the greatest motivation for any officer is to reach, not only become a general, but to hold that revered position in any of the various security platforms. So I think it is a welcome development, and we hope that directly it impacts the morale, because the most important thing is the morale of the soldiers. We've known a number of situations where rank and files have even attempted to engage in mutiny. And we hope, and we know that it is because of a lot of the issues that can be associated with the former leadership. So we hope that this present leadership would put things into context, look at what the former chiefs of staff did well and improve on it, and what they did not do well, they should ensure that they address those things, because for us, all we want to see is the needless killing of Nigerians coming to an end, because despite the politics in the military or at the presidency level, the most important thing is if these killings don't stop, to us, whoever you appoint would not make any difference. So we are happy that it has happened. We know that there's a lot of celebration within the military, the army, various army platforms. So we know that it would definitely impact, because this set of chiefs who want to impress, they want to justify their appointments, and also they would not want a lot of the mistakes of the past chiefs to be associated with them. Yeah, so it is expected that within the next few months, we'll be seeing a lot of news flash of a lot of victories and what have you. But we just hope that it wouldn't be, as they would say in the local palace, initial gra-gra. We want a sustained fight that will bring an end to in the insurgency, the banditry, because we focus so much on the Northeast that we forget that it is equally as bad in especially most of the Northwest states. It has gone to the southern part of the country now. Yeah. We've seen about 23 states now have set up either local security outfits and what have you, because the present security architecture has proven to be incapacitated in terms of addressing the multidimensional phases that the insecurity is taking. So we believe that we'll see a lot of changes happening, but we want decisiveness, because we want it to come to an end as fast as possible. People are dying, people can't go to farms, and a lot of the issues, it is even people from the southern part of this country that used to look at us from afar and say it is happening, it has gone deep there. So we need to really take this fight to them. It's not an issue that it is only after attacks then we follow them. We shouldn't be defending. We should protect the integrity, territorial integrity of Nigeria by taking the attack to whoever it is that threatens our national sovereignty as a nation, especially in conquering communities and territories and hoisting flags. When we have a government in place, we have a commander-in-chief in place. So I think even though it is a bit belated, but we commend the president for hearing the voice of the people, and we hope that this will now bring a new trajectory to the fight against insecurity in Nigeria.
All right. Martins, what would be your take in respect of this new appointment and how it would impact?
Well, I want to congratulate Nigerians. I want to also congratulate the president. I mean, when the presidency takes this kind of decisions, it means that some way, somehow, the voices of the people is counting in governance. However, I want to also express my disagreement with the position of the president over what he termed as the overwhelming achievements of this crop of military officers that he has accepted their resignation. Because if the achievements were overwhelming, I mean, governors would not have been calling for their resignation. If it was that overwhelming, the National Assembly would not have lost sleep over the insecurity situation and concerns in this nation. And well, looking at the fact that both the Chief of Defense Staff and the serving chiefs have all exited the system, and like Yusuf Goji have remarked earlier, we need to actually still hope for the best and still do our part in holding this new crop of persons who are going to hold the reign of affairs over the Nigerian armed force, particularly, to account. But that is because we do not know where they are coming from. We do not know their level of competency and skills. We do not know the kind of respect and regards that they command within the armed forces, for which their vision can actually be guiding enough that the entire military will go along with them accordingly. Let me state here that it is quite commendable again that we are seeing this happen now at a time. Don't be elated. It's still better that it is happening now, seeing that no part of this nation has enjoyed any semblance of peace or security. It has happened in the south. It's been happening in the southeast. It's been happening in the northeast. The north central and the northwest are not also smiling over the situation of insecurity in Nigeria, and our hopes are not far-fetched that this new leadership will bring to bear all of the new things and new solutions that we have always been clamoring for in the fight against not just insurgency, but insecurity within the border territory of this country, and even the transborder criminal activities that is happening. The fact that we have transborder or better than international terrorist group across the West African and Sub-Saharan Africa tells a lot that this new crop of persons who are coming in will have so much to contend with. And while we pray for them to put in their best, we will also encourage that Nigerians really hold them to account in ensuring that we don't lose sleep. We lose sleep rather in ensuring that we keep watch, that these people do what is right and rid us of the kind of nonsense that we are seeing happening across this nation. So for me, I mean, that is it. We also hope that the National Assembly will be more strengthened towards ensuring that this new crop of leadership is also held accountable for the lives of every citizen in this nation.
All right. You've heard it. It's about time we invite the listeners to be a part of our conversation this evening. And you can get across to us on 081 40,000 989 and 070 87 800 989. That's 081 40,000 989 and 070 87 800 989. And on Facebook, it's Invicta FM Kaduna, Invicta FM Kaduna, or you go to ground 0989 on Twitter, at ground 0247, I mean to say on Twitter. Okay, let's find out who our first caller is this evening. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello, good morning. Good evening, Mr. Eid.
Good evening, you are welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling
My
us
name is
from?
Musa Bala. I'm calling from Kaduna.
All right, Musa Bala, let's have your take.
Well, for the new innovation in Kaduna State, I will say kudos to our governor. That is what we call real restructuring. This one is not hitting of the polity. It is not talk. It is action, and that is what we refer to as real restructuring.
Yeah.
In the course, I expect other governors to follow most of his innovation so that we'll be changing from old way of doing things to the better way of doing things.
Okay.
At least, even some people are suspecting that it may reduce corruption, but it's a record set. If this one cannot reduce corruption, I don't know what will ever reduce corruption. And on the service chiefs, I will give kudos to the immediate past service chiefs for their gallant display of practice. And I want to also welcome the new ones. And I want to pray, may God, in His infinite mercy, continue to guide our leaders, our troops, and all good Nigerians that intend good for this country. We've been crying for the change of services. Now they have been changed. And I have some people have started shifting the goalpost again so that the normal complaint will continue. We expect it. What will surprise us is when the complaint will cease to exist. But the president will continue to do his best when he feels it's good to do so. This is his own constitutional role. Nobody will force him to do that. Or no, as National Assembly can force him to change them because nobody can tell us he has broken any law for keeping those people. This is a president that inherited the civilian governor from another administration, not only keeping him, but renew his appointment. And nothing was said to that. So Buhari is doing his work the way he believes is the best for the country. And may God continue to bless us good leaders, no matter where they are coming from, no matter their tribe or religion. And may God distance us from faction and bad leader and corrupt leader, no matter their religion and tribe.
All
God
right.
bless Nigeria. God bless you. Good evening.
Thank you. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Good evening, Good evening, Danjuma. Good evening.
Yes.
I'm Kure by name.
All right,
Good evening,
Kure,
Kure.
welcome to the program.
Yes, I say congratulations to the service teams that have just write their resignation. It's a good one for them. In as much as you are working, you work, they are praising you at the end of the day, you are working.
Hello? Oh, we lost him. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello?
Hello,
All right, Kure, can you still hear us? Hello, good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Yeah, it is good evening, and I quite love your guest here who has done justice to the topic in question. But for me, I think on the issue of the e-portal, procurement portal,
Yeah.
over time in Kaduna, we have had the eyes and ears portal that has been put in use. But it will baffle you to some extent that information that are at times, those portals are down. The e-procurement portal has for a very long time been on board for testing. At times you see a lot of issues around the procurement portal that you can't access them when you need them most. And I think for me, we shouldn't say it's Uhuru yet, because issues of hackers who might be attacking the search portal is something we should put into cognizance too, and that might lead to even more corrupt practices, as the case may be. As the on the issue of the service chiefs, I think I have nothing to say but kudos to the Nigerian public that went in full demand for the resignation of those service chiefs. And for me, I think going further, they should be put into answering certain questions that leads to a lot of lives that were lost during their administration. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Abdul Bako Usman. Let's take this other call. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. Hello. Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, Heath.
Good evening. You're welcome to Ground Zero. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Comrade Gabriel John Zaman.
All right, Comrade Gabriel.
What I want to say that on the procurement, procurement of introduced by Kaduna State government.
Yeah.
I think that is a very good one. We only hope that those who are going to visit them to stay and whatever they are doing. But if you take a look at that, if you have, for example, you see that the way the road was constructed, the water and everything, it was perfectly done. And even the undergoing project in Kaduna State, that the one we see as Waka Waka, they are very, very good. Secondly, on service chiefs, I think if there's anybody we are going to congratulate is the outcome of this undo order by his men. Because I think that has shocking the government. That's why the government is quicker to make sure that it reorganize the Nigerian army, the whole armed forces. Because if you see what has come out from the southwest, I think it's a very, very good something. Since the government refused to identify who are the kidnappers, who are the terrorists and everything. So what comes from the southwest, in fact, it has shown Nigerians that some people stand on their feet and I congratulate the Ondo State governor who give this quick order, not even the president, not even the service who resigned, because as far as we are concerned, their thing was overdue. So, for me, it's a good something. Even the one, just as the last speaker said, all we want that the government should try to see that they prove them. Because what was happening, we don't know why they were sitting tight on their feet. So we hope that they are coming may affect a change in the security system.
All right.
Thank you for giving the opportunity, sir.
Thank you so much. We have someone else on the line. Okay, we lost that person. Okay. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Heath.
Good evening. You're
good
welcome
evening,
to the program.
And good evening, Yusuf Goje.
Good evening,
I'm
sir.
by name.
All right, Kure.
Yes. First and foremost, I want to congratulate the service chief. Since the president cannot remove them, they decided to go on their own. That's just that. But I want the federal government or the EFCC should go after them because there is a lot of question marks. Why did they stay longer than this? Me, for my own opinion, it seemed to me the election come 2023 is around the corner. That's why they feel that if they didn't force them to go out, the election may not go out in favor of the other party. So they should caution them. Honestly, it's the first service chief that I see that they spend almost without changing them. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kure. 081400989 and 07087800 are the numbers to dial. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Sabo.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Chief Sebastian from Maraban Region.
All right, Chief Sebastian, let's have your take.
I congratulate the Kaduna government for the work they are doing. I pray that they should do it evenly to other parts of the state. Equally, I congratulate the president and all those involved for the service chiefs to accept to resign honorably, because this is better than pushing them out. I congratulate them for the job they have already done.
Okay.
And for the new service chiefs, may God bless them, advise them to sit down, settle down, work together without doing any guy, so that they will achieve a lot, because there is a lot of expectation on them. I wish them good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. Let's quickly take some messages on our Facebook page. We have Stephen Joseph saying that good evening, he's and the guest in the studio. With regards to the appointment of the new service chiefs and the supposed resignation of the outgoing, I would say thank God it has finally come. My pain is, why does it have to take this long? Well, I wish the new chiefs the very best and hope that this move is a deal breaker to bring back sanity to the precarious security situation of the nation. God bless Nigeria. And we have this from Just Dam Guafan. Our wishes and prayer is the aim be achieved, not mere words. In most cases, we do hear beautiful and mind-blowing plans, but the implementation are always poor. His comment is in respect of the e-procurement portal. And here we have Plato Zengina giving a hand clap for that. And let's hang it at that and quickly come back to the studio and take the parting shots from our guest. I'll step to it, Yusuf Goje. What will be your parting shots on the program today?
Well, it's just to wish the new service chiefs well. Best of luck. As Nigerians, we'll pray for them. But we hope that the appointment they got will be justified by seeing a drastic reduction in the activities of bandits and insurgents that have virtually made some parts of this country very, very unbearable to live in.
And to Danjuma Bazangwa, your parting shots?
Well, we congratulate Kaduna State in the effort made towards by going live on the e-procurement portal. We thank the World Bank and other partners who have brought the instruments and tools that have made this possible even for Kaduna State. We believe that if this process continues and if the government continues to stay true to the commitment on open contracting, that it will stand more, there will be more to gain even from the part of the administration and also the citizens who are yearning to see that service is delivered. We cannot thank the Nigerian citizens well enough who have not relented on their oars to continue to advocate and call for the improvement of security in this nation. Yeah. And in fact, in recent time, that call has been very clear that these people who have held on to the helms of affairs for so long need to give room and give way for something better to come. And we just hope that that better that we have been anticipating all these years is finally here. I want to congratulate them, and I want to also appeal that we should not go to sleep now believing that everything will just happen with the wave of the hand. Let us also do our part. Security is everybody's business. Development is everybody's concern. If you cannot develop your nation, you cannot do it here, then you cannot do it anywhere. And I so encourage that Nigerians should continue to speak up and speak out on issues of national development and security as it concerns us all. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I can see so many people still attempting to talk to us. But unfortunately, our time is up and we have to go. But of course, the conversation is still on. You can go to our social media page. And on Facebook is Invicta FM Kaduna. Go there, drop your comments. We'll still see them and may likely use them also in the subsequent edition of the program. But meanwhile, the fastest and easiest way for you to reach across and put your thoughts across is by going to the Ground Zero 247 Twitter handle. That's GROUND ZERO 247 at Ground Zero 247. That's the Twitter handle where the conversation will continue even when we leave radio. Okay, that's about the size. But before I go, I want to say a very big thank you to Yusuf Goje. Thanks so much. And Danjuma Abbas Dangwa, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, his Agbo on Saturday from 4 to 5, I'll be on again. And like always, I'll say, plant a tree today, water it and watch it grow. May the good mighty Lord bless and keep us all. Before you claim right of way, make sure you are safe and not sorry.